At our rehearsal dinner, my fiancé's best friend joked, "Can't believe you're marrying down." She laughed and said, "It's fine. He's useful." I didn't react. I just let her finish the toast. The next morning, the venue called to confirm her card was charged for everything. Names and details have been changed for personal and legal reasons. You'll understand why in a minute. I'm standing in the bathroom of this restaurant, staring at my reflection. My tie is straight, my hands are steady, and I just committed fraud. Multiple counts probably. I feel great. My name is Marcus. Well, not really, but that's what we're going with. I'm 35. I run a contracting business. Small operation, but it pays well. My fiancée, let's call her Vanessa, works in finance. Makes more than me. Never let me forget it either. We've been together 4 years, engaged for 1. The wedding was supposed to be tomorrow. Was past tense because about 20 minutes ago, I cancelled everything. The venue, the catering, the flowers, the band, all of it. Used my position as the primary contact to pull the plug on $32,000 worth of contracts. And here's the best part. It was all supposed to go on her credit card. Yeah, I know. That's fraud. I switched the payment information about 2 months ago when I became the point person for vendor communications. Changed her card to mine in the systems. She never checked because she trusted me to handle the logistics, while she focused on the fun stuff like dress fittings and cake tastings. Was it legal? Absolutely not. Was it smart? Debatable. Do I care right now? Not even a little bit. Let me back up. The rehearsal dinner started 3 hours ago. Everything was fine. Good food, open bar, people having a nice time. My family was there. Her family, the wedding party, about 40 people total. I paid for the dinner. That was the arrangement. She wanted the expensive venue and photographer. I could handle the rehearsal. Then came the toasts. My best man went first. Standard stuff. A funny story about college. Some advice, wrap it up. Everyone clapped. Then Vanessa's maid of honor stood up. Lauren, her best friend since college. Trust fund kid. Drives a car worth more than most people's houses. Never liked me. Made sure I knew it. She grabbed the microphone with this smirk that I'd seen 100 times before. Started off normal. Talked about meeting Vanessa in college. Some story about spring break. Then she turned to me. "And Marcus," she said, drawing it out. "Can't believe you're actually marrying down Ness." We all had bets on how long this would last. The room went dead silent. I watched my mom's face go pale. My dad put his hand on her arm. But Vanessa, she was smiling. Not uncomfortable, not embarrassed, smiling. Lauren kept going. "But I get it. I really do. He's useful. Need your sink fixed. Marcus. Furniture moved. Marcus. It's like having a handyman on speed dial." Some of her friends laughed. Actually laughed. I looked at Vanessa again. Waiting for her to say something. To shut this down. To defend me even a little bit. Instead, she raised her glass. "It's fine," Vanessa said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "He's useful." She clinked her glass against Lauren's. They both laughed. The table of bridesmaids joined in. It wasn't a moment. It wasn't a slip. It was a choice. She chose that in front of my parents, in front of everyone. I didn't yell, didn't stand up, didn't make a scene. I just smiled and nodded like it was all part of the fun. Let Lauren finish her toast. Let everyone move on to the next speech. Then I excused myself to the bathroom. That's where the plan formed. Well, less of a plan and more of a realization. I'd been handling all the vendor communications for weeks. Vanessa was too busy to deal with contracts and confirmations, so I became the point of contact. And when the venue needed a card on file for the final payment 2 months ago, I gave them mine instead of hers. At the time, I told myself it was easier. One point of contact, less confusion. Looking back, I think part of me knew this was coming. Not consciously, but somewhere deep down I was preparing an exit. I pulled out my phone and opened my email, started pulling up vendor confirmations. The venue had my card, so the caterer, the florist, the band, the photographer, everything. I did a quick mental calculation. $32,000, give or take, all set to charge my card over the next week as final payments came due. Here's where it gets fun. I called the venue first. They have a coordinator on call for emergencies. A woman answered after 3 rings. "This is Marcus Chen calling about the Wilson Chen wedding tomorrow." "Yes, Mr. Chen, how can I help?" "I need to cancel the event." Pause. "Sir, the wedding is in less than 24 hours. Our cancellation policy clearly states, I don't want a refund. I know everything is non-refundable. I just need the event cancelled." Longer pause. I could hear her typing. "Mr. Chen, I need to verify some information. You're listed as the primary contact, and the card on file is yours. Is that correct?" "That's correct. And you're requesting to cancel the event entirely?" "Yes, sir. I have to ask, is everything okay? Is there something we can help with?" Everything's fine, I said, my voice calm. I just need it canned. More typing. Okay, I can process that, but I want to be clear. All deposits and payments are forfeited. We're talking about $12,000 for the venue alone. I understand. And you're certain? Completely. She took my information, verified my identity. 5 minutes later, it was done. The venue was cancelled. No refund, no questions asked, because as far as they were concerned, I was the one who booked it. My name, my card, my decision. I hung up and immediately dialed the caterer. Same conversation, same result. They were confused but compliant. The contract was in my name. The card was mine. I had the authority to cancel. 8,000 gone. Next was the florist. 3,000. Then the band. 4,000. The photographer was the only one who seemed genuinely upset. She'd been excited about shooting at that specific venue. I almost felt bad. Almost. 2,500 gone. By the time I finished, I'd canned everything. Every single vendor. $32,000 in non-refundable payments. All charged to my card over the next week. Money I'd never see again. But here's the thing. It was worth it. Every penny. I splashed water on my face and walked back to the dinner. The party was still going. People were drinking, laughing. Vanessa was holding court with Lauren and the bridesmaids. She didn't even notice I'd been gone for 30 minutes. I sat back down. My brother leaned over. You good? Never better, I said. He gave me a look but didn't push. I stayed for another hour, made conversation, smiled when people congratulated me. When the check came for the dinner, I paid it without blinking. $3,000. What's 3 more when you've already burned 32? Around 10 people started leaving. Vanessa came over a little tipsy and kissed my cheek. See you tomorrow, husband. She was staying at a hotel with the bridesmaids tonight. Tradition. See you tomorrow, I said. She left with Lauren. I helped my parents to their car. My mom hugged me tight. Are you sure about this? She whispered. She knew. Somehow she knew. I'm sure, I said. I drove home. My house. My name on the deed. Bought it 3 years ago before we even got engaged. I sat on the couch with a beer and waited for morning. The call started at 7:01. I watched my phone light up. Vanessa, then Lauren, then Vanessa again. 5 calls in 10 minutes. Then the texts started flooding in. What did you do? Call me now. The venue says everything is canned. This isn't funny. Call me right now, Marcus. I waited until 8. Then I called her back. What did you do? Her voice was shaking. I cancelled the wedding. I said all of it. Venue, catering, flowers, everything. You can't do that. You can't just cancel our wedding. I just did. It's done. Marcus, this isn't funny. Call them back. Fix this right now. No. Silence. Then what do you mean no? I mean no. We're done. The wedding is off. We're over because of Lauren's toast. Are you serious right now? It was a joke, Marcus. It wasn't a joke. I said you called me useful. You said it was fine that you were marrying down because I'm useful. You said that in front of everyone, in front of my parents. Oh my God, you're being so sensitive. Everyone does roast at rehearsal dinners. No, I said they don't, and I'm done pretending this is okay. I'm done being your punchline. Marcus, please, we can fix this. We'll rebook everything. It's just a delay. Nothing is getting rebooked. And before you try to sue me or get your parents involved, you should know something. All those vendors, they all have my card on file, my name on the contracts. I was the primary contact, so legally I cancelled my own bookings, my money, my decision. I could hear her breathing on the other end. Then quietly, you switched the cards. I did. When? 2 months ago. Rock, when you were too busy to deal with vendor calls and asked me to handle it. That's fraud, Marcus. That's illegal. Prove it, I said. Prove that you didn't authorize me to use my card. Prove that you didn't ask me to handle all vendor communications. Prove that I wasn't acting with your implied consent as your fiancé and co-planner of this wedding. Good luck with that. Another long silence. Then she started crying. Real tears this time. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe it took me 4 years to do it. I said, don't contact me again. I hung up and blocked her number. Then Lawrence's, then her mum's. The pounding on my door started an hour later. I didn't answer, just watched through the window as Vanessa and Lawrence stood on my porch, ringing the bell and banging. After 10 minutes, they gave up. Sunday was quiet. I ordered food, watched TV, enjoyed the silence. Monday morning, I packed Vanessa's things. She didn't have much at my place. Most of her stuff was still at her apartment downtown. I filled 4 boxes with her clothes and toiletries, left them by the door. I texted her from a new number. Your things are packed. Pick them up by noon or I'm donating them. She showed up at 11:08 with Lauren and another bridesmaid. I opened the door, pointed to the boxes. Lauren tried to push past me. We need to make sure you didn't steal anything. I blocked the doorway. take the boxes and leave. She lives here. You can't just kick her out. She doesn't live here. Her name isn't on anything. She was staying here. Now she's not. Take the boxes. Vanessa was crying. Marcus, please, can we talk? There's nothing to talk about. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have stopped Lauren. I know that. You should have stopped her 4 years ago. Every comment, every joke about me not being good enough. You never did because you agreed with her. That's not true. You literally said it out loud in front of 40 people. You said marrying down was fine because I'm useful. That's not love. That's convenience. Lauren stepped forward. You're such a piece of garbage. She loved you and you humiliate her like this. I humiliated her. I laughed. Take the boxes and get off my property. They took the boxes and left. I watched them load up Lauren's car and drive away. The next week was predictable. Not angry messages from Vanessa's family. Her dad threatening to sue. I ignored them all. My own lawyer looked over everything and confirmed what I already knew. Grey area but defensible. I was the primary contact, my card, my bookings. Proving I acted fraudulently would require them to show I had criminal intent to deceive, which would be nearly impossible to establish. The verbal agreement that her card would be used. That's she said civil matter at best and not worth pursuing for any lawyer. 2 weeks later, I got a letter from her attorney threatening a lawsuit. My lawyer sent back a response outlining the facts. Primary contact, authorized communications, co-planner of wedding, acting within scope of engagement. The threat stopped after that. A month later, I ran into one of Vanessa's co-workers. She told me word had gotten around about the rehearsal dinner toast. Apparently, Lauren had been bragging about it and it didn't go over well at their office. Made them both look bad. Lauren ended up leaving her job shortly after. Not fired, but strongly encouraged to resign after some unrelated workplace incident. It's been 3 months now. The 32,000 hit hurt. I'm not going to lie, that's real money. But I consider it the cost of my self-respect. The cost of not spending the rest of my life being someone's useful appliance. I saw Vanessa last week at a coffee shop. She saw me too. Started to walk over, then stopped. We made eye contact for a second. She looked like she wanted to say something. I walked past her without a word. I'm doing good now. Work is busy. I've been taking on bigger projects, making good money. Started seeing someone new last month. She's kind. She treats me like an equal, like a partner. It's a completely different feeling. The house is quiet. My dog is asleep at my feet. And for the first time in 4 years, I don't feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I blocked her number and never looked back.